looking for a name. And I thought, got to have Kentucky in it. And what other than people that you've seen through history that would been smoking a cigar was a gentleman. So that's how Kentucky Gentleman came up. To roll a cigar, you would think it looks pretty easy, but it's not easy because you've got to get your blending right. And after blending, when you take and put a cigar up in a mold, it can't have soft spots in it. It can't be falling apart. There's a lot to it. People said when they fill a cigar, they'll fill it. They'll press it, they'll push on it. It's got a soft spot in it, and they won't buy it. So then I got smoking cigars and trying to figure out what would be a good blend, what would make a different cigar than anybody else. So I got a whiskey barrel. And some of the tobacco that I had, I put in a whiskey barrel and let it set there, and I'd try to roll the cigar and let it set longer and let it set longer. And I finally would hold it till the barrel would get dry. When it got dry, totally, then I would take the leaf out and then I'd put it in a cigar. Well, everybody was telling me, that's a great cigar. That is really a great cigar. Then I made another blend. Then I was looking at Kentucky tobaccos. I was trying Burley, and I was trying Broadleaf, and I was trying all these Kentucky, but they were too strong. So I started backing off of that, and I was trying to figure out, well, I need to use Kentucky tobaccos because I'm a Kentucky cigar. I'm hand-rolled in Kentucky. I need a Kentucky tobacco in these. So then that's how I started with the tips. I got the fire tip tobacco. I put it on a tip, and I played with it, and I said, that's a good flavor. We get this tobacco, we take it, like I say, we stick it in our whiskey barrels. If it's for a Blanton cigar, it goes in a Blanton barrel. If it's our cigars, we get a number of different barrels from different distilleries. They're all around us. And then we bring it in, we put it in boxes almost like a keel, because we can't get our 70% humidity and 70 degrees like they have in the Dominican, so we have to do it in boxes. At that point, after 4 years, you take that leaf, and that's where you get your blends. You take that, and it's the same way down in the Dominican, and you fold that, and you fold it in your hand. That's how you start your cigar. It's all long leaf, it's leaf, and you've got a stem in it, you pull the stem on it. And then you take, and then you have what we call a binder that you roll those leaves into in a binder, and you put it in a press. At that point, you press it for 30 minutes on one side, flip it over, and press it for 30 minutes on the other. Now you've got a cigar. And you take that cigar, then you have a kinetic shade wrapper leaf, or you have a broadleaf Maduro, you have a Sumatra wrapper leaf, depending on the wrapper leaf. We put tips. We have what we call tips. We tip them, and we've got the dark tips, a Kentucky fire tip tobacco that we put on it, and it gives it another flavor. We try to change all the flavor of our cigars. We don't want to be like everybody else. Okay, we consider ourselves a different type of cigar company than average. We have a quality. Our cigars are quality. Our rolling process is as quality as they get. I look at a cigar like a relaxing thing. I go out on my porch. I take a little bit of bourbon or whatever, depending on what I'm trying to get with a cigar. If it's vodka, I'll take a little bit of vodka, and I've got vodka in that cigar, and I work on it, and I drink a little vodka, and I want them to blend together. I don't want one to overtake the other. In other words, I don't want to make a cigar taste like Blanton, or I don't want a a cigar that's got wine in it to taste like the wine. I want them to blend together. And if you can't have the blend together, then you're not doing the right thing. And this day and time, you've got to stay on top of cigars too. Everybody gets in a niche and they stay in it. And we don't believe that way. I believe that I've got to be working on another cigar right now, and I think about this every day, for next year, because people change and you've got to keep going with the market. You can't stand on your morals and say, I've got this one cigar, it's a great cigar, and I'm never going to do another cigar. But you know, we just know that we have the product, not only with the little boxes and everybody, but the great cigar, we have a cigar.